All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Data+Women Germany. I'm very happy to see some familiar faces. Great to have you back. For everyone who hasn't been here before, let me tell you a few words about what Data+Women Germany even is and why exactly you're here. So, Data+Women Germany is led by myself. Hi, I'm Heidi Kalber. A Tableau ambassador and an associate solution expert at Woodmark Consulting here in Germany. And I lead Data+Women Germany together with my co-lead, Julia Büchting. She's a senior consultant at Deloitte. She will not be joining us today, but you'll be sure to see her at future events. So what is Data+Women Germany? It's an initiative that started out of the Tableau world. So we're trying to give an opportunity to learn and network in the area of data analytics. We want to allow people to share their knowledge and experiences and unite people of any gender to promote diversity in the data community. So it's not just about women, it's about anyone who's trying to find a foothold in the world of data, try to find new people, and maybe learn something along the way. And Emily Kuhn said it a couple of years ago, it's data plus women, it's not data minus men, because diversity is a debate that needs all hands on deck. So we welcome attendees across all the gender spectrum. So what do we have in store for you today? Today, I am joined by Diljana Bossens. She's a data and AI literacy trainer, and this is part of the series A Day in the Life of, where we introduce you to industry professionals who tell us about their work in data, so that you get an understanding of what actually lurks behind different job titles. So, welcome, Diljana.
Hi, Heidi. Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to talk to you again.
Yeah, it's great to have you with us again. This is amazing. So, data and AI literacy trainer. Let's say I don't know anything about the data industry. We meet, I don't know, on the bus or something, and you tell me about your job. What exactly do you do and assume that I don't know anything about data?
Yeah, this is a good question. I hope this will be a very long bus ride. No, it's just a joke. I explain it with the one picture, and I will share my screen so you know what I'm talking about. You probably know this picture by Leonardo da Vinci, a very famous one, The Last Supper. And people who cannot draw and have no clue about this would say, yeah, I see on this picture Jesus in the middle of the room, surrounded by 12 apostles, 6 on the left, 6 on the right side, and all of them having a meal. People who can draw would interpret this picture a bit different. They would say maybe the artist met the perfect color match, or maybe the shadows are very, perfect, and the picture looks very harmonious, and proportion are very good. And the real data artist, or really experts, not data artists, really art experts, would say these 12 apostles represent 4 seasons. Every apostle stay or represent 1 month. At the same time, you can interpret here, or experts interpret here, the sign of zodiac. And this is really brilliant how Leonardo da Vinci explained it in this picture. He could draw these apostles, and the art, or the way how he drew it, very interesting, because here you can also recognize these typical characteristics of sign of zodiacs. And yeah, it is adorable, it is admirable how he can explain it by body language, by face reflection, and so on. So the experts can talk about it very long time, but the point is that the experts, the real art experts, can interpret and read all of these things. And the same is with the data. If I just transfer this image to the real life, to nowadays, to the digital world, what we're living in, where we surrounded by so much information, by so much data, which is encoded in different diagrams. It is also required from us that we read and interpret data correctly. And this is for me data literacy. On the one hand, we need to encode the information, and on the other hand, we need to decode the information. And as a data literacy trainer, I'm in part to this skill, to data literacy.
Wow, that's that's a really really interesting example. Thank you for that. So you talked about data literacy, but you're also an AI literacy trainer. So I feel like everybody who's worked a bit in the data industry has kind of come in touch with the topic of data literacy, but AI literacy, I feel like is, at least to me, it sounds like a new topic. So how would you say the two topics are connected?
Yeah, for me, AI literacy, it is expand topic of data literacy. And I tell you why, because if you data literate, you can interpret data, you can understand data, you can read data, you can assess maybe data quality, you have some basic statistic knowledge about correlation or something different. So the data literacy gives you some real important basics. And with the AI literacy, well, that's mean that yes, I use AI tools for working with data, for maybe also visualize it. Um, but the question is if I will be effective with AI tools, with working with data. I doubt it, because it is depend on your data literacy, because you need to understand the output which AI generate.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, okay, so now that we know a bit more about what data literacy and AI literacy is, what exactly do you do? Like, can you delve a bit into what like a typical week looks like for you as a data and AI literacy trainer?
Yeah, well, so both of this area are very wide. So data literacy is also very wide. That target group is very wide. And yeah, I give a lot of trainings to different target groups, from beginner to advanced. I also develop different presentations. I do a lot of research work, and also to keep this update, especially in the area of AI. It is really important to keep everything update. And yeah, I also organize all trainings on myself. That's mean a lot of calls with companies to understand their needs. A lot of companies requires something individual trainings, or maybe workshops, or maybe some keynotes. So it is a lot of work, a lot of input, what I would like to pass on to another people. And yeah, that's make fun.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so to everybody who's attending, if you have any questions for Dilyana, please feel free to drop them in the chat, and I will throw them into the conversation as we go. Um, okay, so you do trainings a lot. Can you talk a bit about like what is the typical attendee like? Like, do you have businesses from a certain industry? Do you usually have like data professionals in your trainings who want to learn more about AI, or is it complete newbies that you're teaching? How does the training look like?
Yeah, it's a different. Well, I work not only for BI or DI, but I'm also a lecturer at the university in Berlin. And I have different groups. On the one hand, it is only business. It is a lot of work with companies, with people who are not have any technical backgrounds, but work for one company. And on the other hand, I have students who have absolutely not have this work experience, or maybe a little bit. So it is completely different. But even if I work with the companies with different employees, they also have different level of data literacy, or they need different levels of data literacy. So the most important thing to understand that I don't make any data analytics trainings. It is not the aim. It is all about to understand data, to understand what is the quality, or what is a good quality with data, or how can we ask questions correctly? How can we move from typical business questions to analytical questions? How can we find the need of the data, etc. So it is like, if I would generalize my answer, I would say this is the training, or maybe this is the courses for people with not technical backgrounds, would not aim, or who don't have this target to be data analyst, or to be data scientist.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we have the first audience question. Raphael says, "Congratulations on this exciting chapter in your life. So, can you give us a bit more info about your background? Like, what was your path leading to the position you now found yourself in?"
Yeah, it was a long way, in my opinion, because I started as a typical BI consultant, and we worked together with Raphael. It was also my pleasure, Raphael, and greetings to you. And yeah, and in my professional, I just focus on data analytics and data visualization. And even then, I also developed a lot of tool trainings. And then I realized that in order to be successful with data, it is not um, enough to know one tool, to mastering a tool. It is more than that. You need to be data literate. And the whole concept of tool trainings was for me not really effective. And this was the reason why I just started my own business, where I developed new methods of learning data literacy, but also with a tool. And then I realized that it is really difficult if you represent such topic like data literacy alone, because you need a very strong team in the background. You need a lot of resources. That's why now I'm surrounded by great colleagues of BI or DI who support me in this mission. And also I noticed that nowadays we have some kind of wave of AI tools enrolling towards us. And I thought that AI literacy is also very interesting. It could be also demanded. So I graduated from AI Trainings Institute last year, and this year I got my TÜV certification. Well, TÜV certification in Germany, it's like some kind of improvement by the state or by TÜV Rheinland, no? According the high quality of standard of your knowledge through regularly audit. Yeah.
Yeah, great. So you saw a gap in the market and you said, okay, we need to fill that gap. I love that. So Viraj is asking, how can non-technical teams pick up AI? Do you have any advice for people who maybe don't have an AI literacy trainer in their companies?
First, I think it is important that you begin with a very small steps. The first step could be, maybe you can recognize one champion who is who is obsessed of the AI topics, maybe, who are open to learn this area. The second, I would also recognize some use cases within my companies. How can we be better, for example, by using Excel? with a very, very small steps. And especially in this field, in the using Excel and using AI in the combination, you could be very effective. It's all about to show people that AI is not something I would say bad, but it is something what you can use to support as an assistant in your work, and to begin with a very small steps, and what is really useful for your company and for your work.
Yeah, Viraj says AI is not something to be afraid of. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so you already mentioned people should be passionate about AI. There we go. So what else should a person bring to this kind of position? So either hard skills or also just characteristics as a person. What do you say?
Well, I think curiosity is very important, and just be open for learning, for just be open for learning this new area. And it is not about tools. The tool you can learn very fast, but it is all about to understand how does it work, why do I have this output, how can I make this troubleshooting, how can I create an effective prompt, because by using AI, that doesn't mean that you will be effective in your work. At the same time, you can also use AI and be as fast as using Excel, because you have no clue how to write a good prompt. So I think you need AI literacy, definitely, and then be open for maybe new solutions, maybe new ways, maybe new mindset, because it will be completely different. AI can completely change your work workflow. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think with the rise of ChatGPT and the explosion of all other AI related products on the market that we've seen in the past couple months, I feel like many people are using AI nowadays. We already said people should not be afraid of AI, but do you see dangers when people are using AI without having the necessary AI literacy to use it?
Yes, I do think so, because AI literacy is also for me to understand a bit of law. What data can I use and what data can I or haven't to use, and where they're bored, where the good definition of that. It is also about the data governance. It is also about some internal regulations. And it is much more than just put some data in AI tool and analyze it. There are a lot of topics you need to understand. Yeah. And in my opinion, first of all, the company need to feel responsible for that. If they are just begin to use some AI tool, they need to do some explain sessions, or some, I don't know, make some tutorials on that topic, and understand, or just explain people why do they do this, not because they would like to, I don't know, to save some on some places, but because they would like to create some innovative solutions, to be innovative. And I think this could be also the key. Just explain the people why.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, we have a question from Raphael, which I will rephrase. So you mentioned earlier that you went into the world of data literacy because you said knowing one or five tools is not the be all and end all. But are there still tools you're very passionate about, or tools where you see that the market or your clients are very passionate about and they are using?
Well, yeah, I feel like the tool is not really the point, or should not be a focus. The focus should be what I would like to do, and then you can choose the right tool. And it's having to be some fancy BI tool. You cannot also solve your problems, I don't know, with Excel, for example. The important is that how you would like to communicate your message. You know, I come again to the topic data literacy. Yeah, diagrammatic, which chart type bring your message to the point. And these charts, well, a lot of BI tools can create different diagram types. So it is not about the tool, really. It's all about, yeah, data literacy.
Yeah. Do you think that having a higher level of data literacy helps companies better choose the correct tool for what they actually want to do with their data?
Um, yes, yes, I think so. Yeah, definitely. Why not? Because, well, I think it is important to understand what we need. It sounds really simple, but it is not in the practices. Just to make this analysis of your needs. What do we need? What would we like to do? And based on that, you can choose a tool. There are a lot of tools out there. I really in love with Tableau. I still in love with Tableau. I use Tableau a lot. I use Tableau also at the universities with students. They are also very impressed of that. But there are other tools, other outside, and you can learn it. The important thing that uh, if you have a target, if you have some idea in your head, that the tool should not be um, or you need to be aware that you can this tool very good, very well, and because if you cannot do something in this tool, this is some kind of limitation. For example, how can I create, I don't know, a scatter plot or something like that? This is the right solution, the scatter plot, but if you don't know how to create this in the tool, this is a big limitation. So the really important thing that you feel that you feel good with your tool.
Yeah. So if as a company I'm deciding to become more data driven, would you recommend that I go for the tool training first or data and AI literacy training first? What would you think?
I would say it should be a good combination. This is what I feel. I don't think that this typical tool training, what we have nowadays, this typical tool training, we have 2 days for, I don't know, Tableau beginners or Tableau advanced, whatever. It's not really effective in my opinion, because the expectation after this training is that everybody can successfully work with data, but it is far away from the reality, because in order to be successful with data, you need both tool and data literacy. And I think that all the tool trainings out there need to be maybe remake or makeovered, and to create something in between, not only data literacy, but also in combination tool and data literacy. I think this would be very effectively. And another point is that we need some kind of follow-ups, because I think the good training, it is not when I learned all functionality of the tool. The good training for me, if I really use the tool for my work, this is the good training. And you cannot reach it after 2 days. You need some kind of follow-ups. You need to accompany the person after the training. Maybe you can create some quiz for repetition of all the stuff from the training. Maybe you can organize some follow-ups calls. Maybe you can say, okay, maybe people can create some groups and work together. I really like this how can I say, I really like this project like Makeover Monday or Workout Tuesday. I still recommend it to all users, Tableau and Power BI, because this is really genius. This is what make you really effective afterwards, after the tool training.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, so we have an excellent question in the chat. Many companies want to implement AI solutions, but maybe the data is not AI ready yet. How can you help companies or stakeholders understand that that is the case, and also to kind of pave the way towards better AI ready data?
Yeah, first of all, to work to talk to organization, who is my target group, whom I should talk to. Usually, this is some people from controlling or sales or HR and so on, and then to work out some specific use cases according to this group. For example, a lot of controllers work with Excel, for example. Okay, how can I use AI tool with Excel and be effectively? And here we go. Okay, if I use Excel, what kind of function do I use always? Or what kind of questions do I have always? And here you can use AI. You can ask AI. You can create some own GPTs who just assist you by using Excel, but also for Tableau, you can, for example, also create your own GPTs who assist you according to some specific questions to Tableau, etc. It is like just show people some use cases as specific as possible to one department. This is the key.
Yeah, great. I love that. Okay, let's say I'm completely inspired, and I am completely inspired by what you told us, but let's say I'm like a data analyst. I have worked a bit with data. I have some data literacy, and I'm super inspired by your work and what you do. And I decide, yes, I want to become a data and AI literacy trainer next year. We still have like 5 to 6 weeks left in this year. So what are like immediate steps I can take to kind of work towards reaching such a position?
Yeah, so first of all, don't be afraid. I am totally non-technical people. I did study business administration. I have no technical backgrounds. This is the first thing. Then the second thing is very important to be curious and to be thirsty to knowledge, and not tired to learn something new. But also I have this need to pass on my knowledge to somebody else. I cannot keep it to myself. Also, yeah, it is important that you don't be afraid, or I'm not afraid, for example, to stay in the middle of the room in front of the audience and explain something. And it is important to explain it's really loud and clear so everybody can understand. And just be patient of your topic, because if you just patient of something, everybody will notice it. and you can be so convenience in your position.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Okay, well, if nobody has any more questions, I want to say big thank you, Diljana. I guess that were some super deep insights into the world of data literacy, AI literacy, and how you can combine those two topics as a trainer. For anyone who's interested in more sessions like this one, we absolutely have further events scheduled for you. So this time in 2 weeks, we will be talking to Tabitha Diaz and Scott Eaton. Thank you both for volunteering and their work as data visualization managers. So same time, same place today in 2 weeks' time. That's December the 5th. And I'm very much looking forward to their session, especially how the position varies from an in-company position to a consultant position. So please do sign up. The event is not online yet. Don't be confused, but it will be up later today. All right. So again, thank you so much, Diljana. It was a joy chatting with you, and I hope everybody learned a lot with today's discussion.
My pleasure, Heidi, and thank you for having me.
Thank
Bye
you, and
bye.
see you all in 2 weeks. Bye bye.